the first lesson from the prose, the heavenly parasol. Before we begin, we shall know the meaning of parasol. Parasol is nothing but a kind of umbrella which is very decorated. A decorated umbrella is nothing but parasol. The story is about a king, Meghavahana, and his adventures. A beautiful princess in the town of Pragjyotisha. Her name was Amrita Prabha. Her father held a Swayamvar for her. Swayamvara means marriage ceremony. Under that marriage ceremony, many princes came to marry her. Out of all those princes, she married or she selected Meghavahana, who was the great grandson of a former king of Kashmir. He was the prince of Kashmir. Meghavahana was very happy. Both Amrita Prabha and Meghavahana went to the king to seek his blessings. As the king stepped down from his throne, the priest cried out in surprise, "Your Honor, the parasol of Varuna has cast its shadow over the prince." "It is true," exclaimed the king. "My son, you are favored by the gods." So, the parasol of Varuna. Varuna is nothing but the lord of the seas. His parasol has cast its shadow over the prince. That means the blessings of the god is upon the Meghavahana, the prince who married the Amrita Prabha. After hearing this, Meghavahana was surprised. He looked up and he saw that a beautiful, dazzling white parasol with exquisite decoration that was casting its shadow over him. As the shadow of the parasol is being casted on Meghavahana, it meant that Meghavahana would become a supreme and a very great king. Meghavahana was very happy and he took Amrita Prabha, that is his bride now, to his kingdom located in Kashmir. When he returned to Kashmir, the ministers in the court suggested that Meghavahana be the king because the former king, the previous king, did not care about the people. The people were suffering a lot. And if Meghavahana becomes the king, it would be very helpful for the people to survive and live. After hearing to the request of ministers, the Meghavahana became the king of Kashmir. And he proclaimed a law. Proclaimed is nothing but he introduced a law, a new rule against the killing of living beings. That means he said that no one should kill any creature, any living creature, either human or animal. And it became his ambition to conquer other kingdoms to impose this law on them as well. He also thought that the same law should be applied or imposed on other kingdoms also. After a few days, along with his soldier, he went on a journey. They all came near the sea and were tired. So Meghavahana set soldiers to take rest under the shade of some palm trees. And he said to himself that in this time he has to plan how to conquer the island of Lanka. Lanka is nothing but Sri Lanka, which is covered by water on all the sides. He want to conquer, he want to defeat the king of Lanka, because in Lanka more violence used to take place. But the difficulty was, as Lanka was covered with water on all the sides, he was thinking about it, and suddenly he heard a voice, and it said, "Even under Meghavahana's rule, I have been slain." Slain is nothing but I have been killed. When Meghavahana heard this voice, he rushed towards the place from where the voice came. As soon as he reached there, he saw a temple before him. When he entered the temple, there was some kind of human sacrifice in progress. A man was lying on the ground and his arms were raised for mercy, and a dangerous looking barbarian. Barbarian is nothing but a beast, like early man who is not cultured, who doesn't follow the modern traditions. He was trying to sacrifice the man. After saying this, Meghavahana said, "Stop, you wretch! You dare threaten another's life in my realm." He meant that, "How dare you kill a man in my rule?" The barbarian stopped and said that he was killing the man, he was giving the sacrifice because his son was ill. His son was not feeling well due to some disease. And if he kills the man, the goddess Durga would be happy and will bless the son, and his son will stay alive. After hearing this, King Meghavahana said, "If it's the matter of the life of your son, then sacrifice me, but not this man." After hearing this, the barbarian said, "But you are the king. I cannot sacrifice you." Then, after listening to the barbarian, Meghalaya said, "If I can use my body to stop a killing, why should I not? Do not speak another word, kill me." Meghalaya said that if I sacrifice myself and I can save the life of this man, then why should I not do this? It doesn't matter I am a king or not, but you have to kill me. The barbarian hung his head and made no move to take his sword. "If you cannot bring yourself to strike at me, I will use my own sword for the purpose." After hearing to the king Meghalaya, the barbarian did not move his sword. So Meghalaya himself said that he would drew his sword out and would kill himself if the barbarian did not kill him. The barbarian and the victim watched in horror. As soon as Meghavahana was about to strike himself, that is, he was about to kill himself, his head was covered with divine flowers of different colors and perfume. And someone held back his arm. Someone stopped him from killing himself, from sacrificing himself. When he looked there was a person of heavenly appearance. Heavenly appearance is nothing but not a normal person, from the heaven. Then Meghavahana has realized that the barbarian, the man, and the boy had vanished. All three of them were vanished. Vanished is something but they disappeared. After the disappearance of the barbarian, the victim, and the boy, Meghavahana heard a voice of Lord of the Seas Varuna. He said that he came there to take back his parasol, and all this was a test to check whether Meghavahana was noble or not, was kind hearted or not, was a good person or not. Meghavahana bowed in respect. Then he returned the parasol and said, "O Lord, encouraged by your praise, I wish to ask for a boon." That means Meghavahana was in need of help. He wanted to cross the river so that he can conquer Lanka. So he asked the help of Lord of the Seas Varuna. Upon hearing the wish of Meghavahana, Varuna, the Lord of the Seas, said that whenever Meghavahana wants to cross the ocean, he will pull away the water, thus making the way for Meghavahana to cross the river. And after saying this, he disappeared with his parasol. The same day, Meghavahana gathered all his soldiers and he took them to the shore. Meghavahana reached along with his soldiers on the shore. Then the water automatically moved and it gave the way for movement of Meghavahana and his army. The soldiers were very confused and Meghavahana smiled at them and asked them to follow him. Soon after this, Meghavahana reached the Lanka and without a battle he won in the form of friendship. That is, he had a compromise with the king of Lanka. The name of the king of Lanka was Vibhishana. After this, they returned home That is, Meghavahana and his army returned home. They went back to Kashmir. As soon as they came back, Amrita Prabha welcomed Meghavahana, but she was confused because the parcel was missing. And she asked, "It never leaves your side." Upon hearing the question, Meghavahana said to Amrita Prabha, "It was never mine to keep." He said that the parcel was not his. It belonged to the Lord of Seas Varuna, and said, "Even if the parcel is gone, but still God will have favor upon me and He will guide me throughout my life." As soon as Meghavahana said those words, that God will guide him throughout his life, the skies darkened. That is nothing but dark clouds, black clouds formed in the sky, and it was like the parasol was casting its shadow over Meghavahana even from the heaven. That's it.